A major security dragnet has been launched over the last 2 to 3 days, spanning Shopian, Lucknow, Faridabad, next to in the national capital region, Saharanpur, and also Hyderabad. A number of arrests have been made. Prominently, 3 doctors are in the custody of the security forces, security agencies. One of them happens to be a lady doctor. These are all well-placed people, white-collar people of fairly good standing in society, and it was a surprise that they could be involved in such activities. What has come as a shock is the recovery of almost a record haul of explosives from a village outskirt in Faridabad, right? Almost about 2,563 kilograms of ammonium nitrate, which is a fertilizer which is very frequently used in IEDs, has been recovered from an outhouse in one of the villages in Faridabad district. And also there are media reports that 350 kgs of military grade RDX has also been recovered from the same area. The police has also recovered 1 AK-47 assault rifle, 2 Chinese 9mm pistols and 1 Glock pistol, along with about 80 plus rounds of ammunition, plenty of magazines, etc. So we all heaved a sigh of relief that our intelligence agencies, our police in J&K, in Delhi, in Haryana, in UP, in Gujarat had possibly averted a major tragedy. But I thought we congratulated ourselves too soon. In fact, I was on the broadcast at 6 p.m. this evening on Republic Hindi channel, and we were all feeling relieved that we had averted a major tragedy. We spoke too soon. 6:53. 53 minutes after 6 this evening, 10:11, there was a major intense blast at the entrance of Chandni Chowk near the Saraswati Mandir. A moving I-20 Hyundai car with people inside. There's suddenly a huge big blast which set that car on fire. Its fuel caught fire. Vehicles around, 5 to 7 vehicles around were also hit and caught fire. There was a massive blaze ongoing. Normally when ammonium nitrate is used, there is a fair amount of fire along with it. But the blast was intense. So intense that the door of that Hyundai car was found almost 250 meters from the blast site, mangled and ripped off. Many mangled body parts were found all over, littered all over the place. And till the latest reckoning, some 13 Indian citizens have been killed and 30 have been wounded. Now, as generally happens, unfortunately, where the injuries are grievous and serious, the death toll rises. So I hope it won't rise, but we'll have to wait for tomorrow. I had mentioned when we were discussing these ammunition recoveries that whether there is a terror attack as a follow-up or not, the very scale of induction of explosives into the national capital region is itself tantamount to an act of war, is a clear indication of intent to cause serious damage, affront and injury to the nation state of India. Affront and injury. And when that comes in the wake of Operation Sindoor and India's clearly enunciated warning, henceforth any attack of terror, any incident of terror by Pakistan will be treated as an act of war. Pakistan had been put on clear notice, as clear cut as possible, that you do it again and you are asking for war. You had a trailer in Operation Sindhu 1.0, which very wisely the government had paused and not called off totally. We were very suspicious of Pakistan's intent and what it was doing. There were intelligence reports filtering in that Pakistan was trying to recreate the Jaish-e-Mohammed, recoup the losses made, hire women. Maulana Masood Azhar was heard talking of hiring a whole army, Jaish army of women, Fidayin, to be used against India. And the terror camps were being shifted from POK to the Afghan border, so that hopefully they would be out of reach of the Indian Air Force. A very naive hope at best, because we had hit Peshawar. We had hit Peshawar and Rawalpindi in the last conflict round of fighting. Now, initially, immediately after the blast, on the media we were being told officially that possibly it is a cylinder blast. We don't know. We can't say whether it is a terror incident. You know, with all that has come in now, to say that it is not a terror incident would be to insult our intelligence. It is a clear-cut terror incident, and it has the imprint, the operational imprimatur of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, and there is a new cartoon outfit created by them, Ansar Ghazwatul Hind. Ansar Ghazwat-e-Hind. Ghazwa-e-Hind, Ghazwat-e-Hind, etc., which is an offshoot of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. It is also linked, affiliated strongly with the Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State kind of groupings. There were also media reports to indicate that Dr. Muzammil, one of the top honchos in this module of terror outfits, doing all the stocking of explosives, arms and ammunition, that on his phone, when his phone was caught, it had about 4,000 calls on Telegram to Pakistan. You see, luckily for us, this time we don't have to jump to any conclusion, though it is almost as clear as daylight now what the pattern is, who is interested in hitting India, who has the motive to hit India. And Asim Munir thinks, because he's having a love fest with Donald Trump, he has become a superpower, graduated to superpower league. He was punishing Afghanistan with airstrikes, and I think the delusions of grandeur seem to have gone to his head. He is going to pay for the comeuppance, but the good news is that fortunately our intelligence agencies had gotten wise to this ongoing tamasha, and a number of the modules, whether in Shopian, whether in Faridabad, whether in Lucknow, Saharanpur, have already been busted, and within the next 1 or 2 days we would have picked up, unraveled the entire Red orchestra. But I think they realized that the game was up, and one of the modules, which seems to have a fair amount of explosives still in its possession, at least 50 kilograms seem to have been used. If they have used ammonium nitrate, we are still to get a feedback from our security agencies after they do the forensic analysis of the explosive traces as to what explosive was it. Was it military grade RDX or was it ammonium nitrate? It could be either. We'll have to wait till there is a final confirmation from our security and investigative agencies. The NSG bomb squads were also there. So, the simple fact is, it was an intense explosion. The simple fact is that after Sindoor 1.0, Pakistan had been placed on clear notice that any further act of terror will be deemed an act of war. And if despite all this warning, clear enunciation of layoff, Don't mess with us. If Pakistan has chosen to hit and to hit India's national capital, it is a national affront. It is an invitation to open war and conflict. Despite being warned, if Pakistan has done this, India has no option but to react, and react in a manner that is painful, that is hurtful, and that is deterrent. That is deterrent. Like I said, actually the time for deterrence is over. Last 30 years plus, Pakistan has been carrying out asymmetric war against India. So we have failed to deter. The only option left now was coercion and compellence. It looks like the Indian government had intelligence inputs that Pakistan was up to no good. It was up to no good in the Sir Creek, and therefore as a warning we held that exercise. Don't even think of it. Don't mess with us. But Pakistan, it now appears, had a clear intent to go asymmetric, and it has tried to hit, not tried, it has hit the Indian national capital, killed 13 people and wounded 30. Pakistan has a lot to answer for. It should not be surprised at what is coming next. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.